This week, the House passed a bill that could limit refugees from Syria. In today's Nerd Screen, we're going to take a deep dive into the refugee issue into the United States. And here's how we're going to start. We're going to start with refugees from Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria since 2002, 2003, and 2011, respectively. Here are your total numbers. Now, let me show you something else. The map shows the top states where refugees from these three countries have been settled when they first came to the United States. It's primarily faith-based and nonprofit groups who do help these refugees decide where to settle. As you can see, a lot of the big states from California, Texas, New York, really not a surprise. The bigger the states, the more likely they're going to get these refugees. Now, let's take a look at the big picture here. There's been nearly 785,000 refugees who have been admitted to the United States since 9/11. Only about a dozen, roughly 1/1000th of 1%, have been arrested or removed from the U.S. due to terrorism concerns. None of those folks removed were Syrian, by the way. The fact is, it's not easy to get into America via the refugee process. Let me walk you through how this worked just with Syrians. The United Nations has referred just over 23,000 Syrian refugees to the United States. Of those 23,000, 7,000 of them were thought to be worthy enough to be interviewed by the Department of Homeland Security. By the way, they were interviewed outside the United States. And of those 7,000, just 2,165 were accepted into the United States. Now, here's the issue. The real vulnerability that U.S. lawmakers might want to look into is not the refugee process. It's actually those traveling to the U.S. on visas or with European passports. Let me explain. The Visa Waiver Program allows passport holders of 38 countries who meet certain requirements to travel to the United States without a visa, without like a next level of vetting. That includes France, by the way, and many other European Union countries. So what does this mean? It's important to remember, all 19 September 11th hijackers traveled to the United States on some form of a visa. None of them were refugees. It's this visa program that needs to be looked into by Congress. Back in a moment with ISIS.